Hi everyone, Amanda here with Moses and Me Card Company. Today we are going to be showcasing the Simon Says Stamp December 2023 card kit called Making Spirits Bright. First, let's take a look briefly at what we get in the card kit itself. Starting with the paper, we get a sheet of Simon Says Stamps Midnight Green. We also get a sheet of Schoolhouse Red. These are very classic Christmas colors. I'm excited about that. And then we get a sheet of, is this ivory? Yep, a sheet of ivory cardstock from Simon Says Stamp. We also get some red holographic paper, a half sheet of that. We get some Tim Holtz Ideology frames. We get the Tim Holtz Ideology sticker book. We get the stamp set, of course, that is Making Spirits Bright. It is a 6x8 stamp set. We also get an embossing folder. This is very cute. This is the Verdant Ornaments embossing folder. It's very pretty. We get a fancy holiday cheer die set. We get a clear glue stick. And then we get some double-sided Simple Stories, Simple Vintage Dear Santa 6x8 pattern papers. And of course these are double-sided, which means I'm going to have to make hard choices. There's no getting away from that. Got pretty, very Christmassy colors, very classic Christmas. Pretty bold prints. It's not on the screen, is it? Got a lot of pretty pieces of paper that have notes and music. That looks like tape measures, which I'm going to need after all this holiday eating. Lots of black and whites and reds and greens. It's very, very classic Christmas colors, which I love. And that one's all cute. It's got a bunch of looks like ornaments on it. And then after that, we also get, let's see here, this is the adhesive pearls. These are Little Robin red breast adhesive pearls. So those are pretty, and they're in pretty colors. And then lastly, we get a couple of envelopes. One is in Schoolhouse Red, and then the other one is a metallic ivory, which is very pretty because the pattern papers are not white. They're more of an ivory color. So this will be a fun classic Christmas card kit to work with. Let's see what cards we can create. Hi everyone, so here are the 9 cards we were able to create using this month's card kit. Starting off, I wanted to use that embossing folder that we got, and I took some of the dark green cardstock that we got in the kit and just ran that through and embossed it, and then mounted it on some fun foam, and then mounted that on some of the pattern paper we got in the kit. And then I used our specialty red holographic cardstock to cut out the holiday cheer die, and then I used one of the Tim Holtz stickers to create the secondary sentiment. And then of course all of this is got dimension, so both of the sentiments have dimension, and then this little panel on top of the pattern paper, the embossed panel, has some fun foam behind it as well, so that's got dimension. And there you have card number 1. I did bring in some, this is luster polish on my embossed panel to give it a little bit of shine. This is, This is the Snow and Ice luster polish, so it does look like kind of frosty. And I also brought in some contour from Stamperia. This is in the iridescent color, and this is brought to us by Vicky. I'm going to butcher this name. I know she's Greek. Papiano maybe. I saw her on her channel showcasing this stuff, and I thought, oh, that kind of looks like a lot of fun. And it actually is, because it's a very small tip. It's very easy to do detailed dots, which I'm not the greatest at with Nuvo crystal drops. I have a tendency to not be able to make fine dots with those, so I'm always hesitant to use them because I've ruined a couple of projects doing that. So, but anyway, this is a lot of fun, and you can see that the luster shine has a little bit of like a learning curve on it. I might have gotten a little heavy-handed, but I still thought it was pretty and shiny, so I thought I would include it. The second card is very similar. I brought in, of course, some craft cardstock. This is, again, some of the stickers from the sticker sheet. And then all of this, of course, has dimension, so it's all kind of popped up on fun foam, and it's got like stacked sentiments, so that everything's got a little bit of just dimension and interest. I also brought in some frames die from Simon Says Stamp. This little red frame around this card is the A2 thin frames. So just kind of like frames that out so that you're kind of focusing on the center of the card. So two very simple, very basic cards starting off. For card number 2, I wanted to use the beautiful Christmas tree stamp that we got in that kit. This is, of course, I tried to do like an ombre effect with the stamp. This is the Simon Says Stamp Positively Saturated Inks. This is their new ink trio. So the top is cabbage, the middle is kale, and then the bottom is kale, and the middle is artichoke. So these are really pretty greens, kind of a nice tree green. I thought those were really pretty. And of course I brought in that contour, that iridescent contour, and just put little dots all over the dots on the tree, so they've got a little bit of shine. This, of course, is pattern paper from the kit. I took some of the ivory cardstock and I cut that out using these fluted classic rectangles from Spellbinders. They're really pretty. They've got a very pretty classic look. And then I brought in this Peace and Joy is from another Spellbinders set. This is called Mix and Match Holiday Greetings. They've got a lot of pretty like sayings in there for Christmas cards, which I really liked. Card number 4 is very similar. I kind of did these in pairs, you know, kind of just experimenting as I went along. Card number 4 brings in that beautiful Christmas tree again. The same 3 ink trios were used to create the ombre effect, of course, and this is that holographic cardstock that we got in the kit. And I brought in, of course, some Nina Desert Storm just to give it something to mount on that wasn't white. This is more the ivory cardstock. And I used this essential rectangles from Spellbinders. These cut out pretty little like details around the rectangle. So you can kind of peek through and see that dark green cardstock that's mounted on. These, of course, have got fun foam behind them, so they've got a little bit of dimension. And then the sentiment was cut out using some Simon Says Stamp champagne cardstock that I had in my stash. And I used their Flourish Merry Christmas. I thought that was really pretty. And then, of course, the little star on top is from Tailored Expressions. This is their North Star die set. You get a couple of stars in that, and I just took one of those and used some champagne glitter cardstock to cut that out, just to kind of marry the champagne sentiment. And I just thought that was kind of a nice, pretty, simple card. And again, more of that contour, that iridescent contour on all the little dots around the Christmas tree to give it just a little bit of sparkle. It kind of looks like little lights shining there. So there's card number 4. let's see here. For card number 5, I wanted to bring in some of those frames that we got from Tim Holtz. This is one of the bigger frames, and this is mounted on some of the pattern paper we have in the kit. And of course I use my Love from Lizzie peel-offs to marry these 2 pattern papers in the background. This is the 3rd pattern paper. Initially I had stamped Noel back here. You can kind of still see a little bit of it in some green ink, that artichoke ink, but it was a little too subtle. You really couldn't see it, so I had to figure out how to cover that up. So I got out this little girl. This is from Spellbinders. This is the Shopping Spree. Is that the name of it? Yeah, Shopping Spree. And it's just her little legs, and she's got some pattern paper boxes from the card kit. And just kind of cut her out of the colors we had from the cardstock in the kit, as well as some pattern paper. And again, I brought in the same sentiment set that I used in the previous card from Spellbinders, the Mix and Match Holiday Greetings. And I cut that out of the specialty cardstock, and I thought that kind of turned out kind of cute. It's a little bit busy with all the pattern paper going on here, but I did enjoy kind of putting her together, and I really like the little details, especially on her little buttons. I thought that was kind of clever. So for card number, what are we up to here? 6. I brought in another one of the Tim Holtz frames. Again, some more of the pattern paper married with the Love from Lizzie peel-offs. This is in a matte gold color. I thought that was really pretty. And I just like the reds in the frame, the little poinsettias here and the greenery. And I stamped the Merry and Bright using some Lawn Fawn lobster ink. That's a very pretty Christmas red. And then I got a big smudge on the corner, so I had to figure out how to hide that, which actually turned out well because I wasn't going to do anything more with it, but I did like how it turned out. So I brought in some, these are the Christmas blooms from Spellbinders, and just kind of made 2 poinsettias there. And again, I put some of that iridescent contour in the middle to give them a little bit of sparkle. And I thought that kind of turned out really pretty. That was a nice happy surprise. So there's card number 6. Card number 7 is a really simple card. I used the stamp set to stamp this Merry Christmas and Peace on Earth. The Merry Christmas is stamped in some of the artichoke green from Simon Says Stamp, and then the Peace on Earth, of course, is antique gold embossing powder. And then I've got some matte gold Love from Lizzie peel-offs marrying these 2 pieces of paper. And I took some of the snowflakes from the kit and just stamped them in that trio. So that's cabbage, the light green is cabbage, artichoke, and kale. And then I took my little contour iridescent liner and just made little dots all around. I don't know if you can see those or not, but they're very subtle. But it's a very, very pretty kind of understated Christmas card. For card number 8, I really enjoyed the snowflakes in this kit. I thought they were so pretty, and I did want to showcase them and stamp them out. So I made my own pattern paper on some of that dark green cardstock. These are embossed snowflakes. These are really pretty embossing powders. This is the kind of iridescent one here that looks kind of like a gold or silver is this Cloud 9 by Wow. And I also use the white one with the glitter is Snowflake Tinsel by Ranger. And these are both very pretty. When I was done with this panel, I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to put on it. I knew I didn't want to cover much of it up. So I brought in, this is some of the specialty cardstock from Simon Says Stamp. This is their, let's see here, it's called Luxe Glitter Classic Cardstock Assortment. This is the champagne color, and it's so pretty. It's got so much sparkle. And I thought it went really nicely with the sparkle just in the card. And this, of course, is the stylish Merry Christmas die cut from Spellbinders. And I mounted that on some vellum just to kind of tone down the background. But I thought that one was a very simple, very beautiful card with all the sparkle. And then last but not least, I really liked how this pattern paper looked with the white, or the red rather. So I went ahead and used some of the other pattern paper I had in my card kit. I again used some of the matte gold Love from Lizzie peel-offs to marry this pattern paper with this cardstock. And I used some antique gold embossing powder to make that sentiment. And then I brought in some bells. These are silver bell dimensional doily from Spellbinders. I had not used those and they've been in my stash for a while, so I got those out to use them. And of course all of this is mounted on some fun foam, so it's got a little bit of dimension. And this is some gold specialty cardstock I have in my stash from my years of Spellbinder card kits, so I've got a lot of that. And just thought I'd use that for the back of the bells just to give them a little bit of interest and a little bit of shine. And then I brought in a bow that I have from my stash. This is from a Queen & Company kit called Heartfelt Holidays, and you can see the little bow there. So I just brought that in to finish off those bells. And there you have card number 9. So there are our 9 cards for this kit. I hope that you enjoyed them. They are all relatively simple, and I think they would be easy to mail, so that's always exciting for card kits. But anyway, I hope that you guys enjoyed these cards, and I hope that you all have a wonderful New Year. This should be going up on December 31st, so Happy New Year, and I look forward to continuing to make cards in 2024. Thanks so much, everyone, for all your support in 2023, and a Happy New Year. Talk at you soon.